So, Shirley boy, let's say I go out there and I buy a few properties in my personal name, and now I've come to Intergen and I've discovered that maybe I bought in the wrong entity. So I want to now move these properties either into a company or a trust. What are the costs to do that and the tax implications?
And I like that question because it's a
Common mistake, eh?
common mistake that property investors they do. But that's why we're here
Yeah.
to assist them to actually rectify such kind of mistakes. So you look at the moment you move something from one owner to the next, there's always tax implications.
Yeah.
That's number one. So the type of tax implications that we'll typically find there, it's what we call capital gain tax
Yeah.
and the transfer duty. Those are
Okay.
typical tax implications. Of course, there will be other additional costs like paying the legal fees for transferring attorneys. There might also be bond cancellation fees in some
Yeah.
cases, right? So there are various strategies that we typically employ to ensure that the taxpayer actually pays as less tax as possible.
Sure.
So there are various strategies that we typically do, especially where the potential capital gain tax can actually be higher. In
Yeah.
order to say that we can do that, but ultimately also it depends on the objective of that particular property investor to say, I want to transfer these to a company. I mean, I've got scenarios where someone says, I don't need a trust for whatever reasons. They're willing to expose their shares to the outside world. Should they be sued, owning the shares in the company directly? You can, if you get sued, you might end up actually losing the shares
Yeah.
in that particular company. So that's why we always encourage the trust on top of the company. So in those cases, we can actually employ certain tax strategies where you're actually saving those particular capital gain. So people need to be mindful of capital gain tax, be mindful of transfer duty. It also depends on the nature of that particular property, because if it's a primary residence, there are tax benefits like 2 million capital gain exclusion that we can utilize inside with that. If the capital gain is actually less than 2 million, you're actually potentially not going to be paying tax in that particular transfer of a property, but you may find that yourself having to pay transfer duty. So, but it also issue of weighing the benefits, because if you are releasing the affordability and then by transferring the property, it might actually worth paying that transfer duty, because you're creating that affordability, can buy more properties and creating more wealth.
Interesting. Thank you.